we started Indian Lawyers Association in 2018, and we finally found Madhura about a couple of years later, and she's been doing a great job. We started on January 18, 2018, and we have a goal to be in 400 cities. And we're now in about 75 cities, so lots of work ahead. It's very simple. We want ILA to be a platform for all the 1.3 million lawyers in India. A platform with a clean slate, meaning everybody can do pretty much whatever they want to do, create whatever they want to do, have as many committees, have as many events. There was an Indian Lawyers Association in India in 1885. It was called the Indian National Congress, and everybody involved was a very smart and diligent person and working on the independence of India. And don't know what happened to the Indian Lawyers Association of 1885. I guess we ended up with Congress and they forgot about the Lawyers Association part. In United States, for instance, the American Bar Association started in 1878 when 75 lawyers on horses got together in New York and started ABA 143 years ago. The Bar Association history is even older in countries like United Kingdom. And our journey of Indian Lawyers Association started in, amazingly enough, in another country, in United States, in California, in Los Angeles, when I had the pleasure of starting Indian Lawyers Association in Los Angeles. There were 50 Indian lawyers in town. And Los Angeles is as big as Mumbai or Delhi and very spread out. And somebody lived 50 kilometers away and another person 100. So we would never meet, but I felt that 50 lawyers, 10,000 kilometers away from India should at least say hello to each other. So I called all 50 home for dinner and 17 showed up and we started Indian Lawyers Association of Los Angeles. A few months later, in 1993, we started Indian Lawyers Association in San Francisco. And then slowly after that, around the country, and we now have 29 chapters in US and Canada. Then we formed the Indian Lawyers Association of North America, a countrywide organization to hold the 29 chapters. Then along the way, we found Pakistani Lawyers Association in Chicago. And we said to them, hey, merge with us. And they're like, why would we merge with an organization called Indian Lawyers Association? So I'm like, we're thousands of miles away and why do we have to fight here? And we're all the same people. And so join us. So they're like, yeah, okay, but the name's going to be a problem. I said, okay, fine. So we changed the name to South Asian Bar Association. So all the 29 chapters are now called SABA. SABA LA, SABA New York, SABA Chicago, you name it. All the big cities in the US and Canada have a SABA. And then we have a South Asian Bar Association of North America as the holding organization. So about 4 years ago, I was in Ahmedabad and talking to a few lawyers, and I found out that there is literally no such thing as an Indian Bar Association in India or Indian Lawyers Association. Yes, there are some courts have some court associations, but there's not a all lawyers association pan-India. So basically, we don't have an industry body. The engineers have hundreds of associations. The doctors have hundreds of associations. The software industry has NASCOM, and the old industry has CII and FICCI and ASSOCHAM. And what about the lawyers? We're supposed to be organizing the country and taking care of the country. So I said, okay, let me start Indian Lawyers Association in India. And of course, everybody laughed at me, like they laughed at me in Los Angeles in 1993. So that's just, when they're laughing, then you know this thing's going to work. So we got going in I was in Chandigarh when I found a young kid, Paras, and I said, hey, will you create a website for me, which he did. And then I was wondering where to launch Indian Lawyers Association in India, what city. And then it dawned on me, this is not America or Europe or Australia that you have to find cities where there are Indians or no Indians. There's Indians in every city in India. So might as well launch it in the top 100 cities at the same time, which is what we did on June 18, 2018, the third Thursday of January. And we decided, like we've done it in the past in other organizations in other countries, to fix the date. So otherwise, half of the energy of an organization goes in just fixing the date of doing an event. So that's why third Thursday of every month in every city in India is the goal. And some chapters are doing it, the others will get on board. So we started in 2018. Then there was a lot of interest. Very soon we started having lots of chapters. People started calling us. So we did a massive annual conference on December 23rd, 2018 at Taj Palace in New Delhi. We had 700 lawyers, 80 speakers in 17 sessions from morning to evening, from breakfast to lunch to cocktails in the evening to dinner, breakout sessions all day long. We had a couple of plenary sessions with general counsels of several big companies. And it was important to do a big national event, which basically strengthens our profile and tells people how serious we are. So that's where we're at now. We have a little Bible we've created of how a ILA chapter will be run, and which is freely available on the ILA website. And then we are proposing committees in each chapter, because throughout the year, it's the committees that run the Bar Association. So for instance, you have a tax committee, a litigation committee, a real estate committee, an IP committee, and the committee could have 15, 20, 30 members that live anywhere in the city. And so it's like a mini ILA chapter, and they do their own thing, have their own events, meet on their own. So if we have 20, 30 committees with 20, 30 people, that's 1,000 lawyers in a city that can get involved. Then we have a board of 16, and with president and president-elect. And we, all the chapters are independent and autonomous. We made a rule at ILA that the national chapter will not dig into the kitty or the coffers or the treasury of the chapters, and neither will the chapters dig into the national's treasury. The reason for this is because money is the root cause of half of the evils. And so if the chapters and the parent have nothing to do about money with each other, then they're independent. The chapters can make whatever money they want to make. National doesn't want a piece of it. We don't want 5% royalty, 10% franchise fee, nothing. Keep your money, do what you want. You lose money, you lose money. So we're treating our chapters like adults. And if you don't make money, then you're not doing the right things. If you're doing the right things, there's never a shortage of money. And then the national will support the chapters as much as possible. We'll create a website. We'll do national branding. We will get you speakers. Any advice, any assistance we can do will help. And there's a lot more to it. You know, deep down, we want to do legal aid in every city so that the poor that can afford a lawyer have access to a lawyer. We've parallelly started Indian Law Students Association, ILSA, and the goal is that, like we would be in the top 400 cities in India, we want to be in the top 400 law schools in India and have an ILSA chapter started by students, run by students. Again, they don't touch our kitty, we don't touch their kitty. We'll support them. The goal remains the same: networking, becoming mentors, finding mentees, jobs, internships, advice, big case, work parallelly with a couple other lawyers, social network, and we hope one day there are thousands of marriages through ILA, and lawyers get involved in ILA and ILSA and find their spouses, which has happened in US in a big way. There's several marriages that have happened amongst the South Asian Bar Association members.